the ultimate concept behind the MoXIE system is to replace the smaller 2K, 3K, 5K, 6.5K generators.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Hey everybody, welcome back to NAB 2025 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm still Graham, I'm still with CineD. We're still drinking lots of coffee and trying to keep our steps at under 10,000 per day. I'm at the Core booth with Ross. Right between us is the MoXIE. I remember talking to you, Ross, at CineGear last year about the MoXIE, but there's a couple updates. It looks significantly different.
Yeah, so we'll really give you an in-depth look being at sitting down here. So what we did with the MoXIE was when we came out with this CineGear, we needed more feedback. And the ultimate concept behind the MoXIE system is to replace the smaller 2K, 3K, 5K, 6.5K generators. And the beauty about the MoXIE is you could, quote unquote, refill the fuel tank with the modularity in the cells. The challenge we had with the round tubing system was it was all welded together and relatively cumbersome to transport. And in our distribution model, we didn't want to start palletizing everything and moving everything around. So we built a more concise, modular build chassis that every single component, we have exploded diagrams, pricing. So if you bend an arm, you bend something, you just have to replace that component as opposed to needing an entirely new cage. The response has been incredible. This is a 110 volt model that outputs 30 amps. So 3.6K. We've also released at the show a 230 volt variant for EU, UK, and we have a 3-phase 10 amp unit. So working a bit with a lot of the robotic arm manufacturers and whatnot, and they need 3-phase power. So now you can use the same cell across all 3 voltage variants. And again, the beauty about it is when the cell's depleted, you don't have to charge the entire system. It's still modular, it's still weight conscious. The cage without the cell is about 65 pounds, the cell's 62 pounds. And then we also have our matrix system up there that stacks within the cells and gives you just AC output. We still have the 5-inch touchscreen, so nothing's really changed. You could hot swap in cells, 2 different cells. We have what we call a transporter cage there that will allow you to park 2 cells next to this, roll and plug in. And we also have an external charger. So the concept on the original system, this will still charge the cells in 2.5 hours. The external flex charger will charge a Kodiak cell in 1 hour and 15 minutes, and the Vita cell in 2 hours, 15 minutes. The Kodiak cell was the first sodium ion 2K product on the market. The Vita cell is 3K, Life PO4. Nice thing about the sodium is it operates down to -40 without any sort of warm up. You could just drop and go. And we've had these out in like Montreal on a shoot in the dead of winter, and they functioned really well. We were talking to someone in Vail recently about having them on mountain shoots and whatnot. And again, if it's a 300-400 pound generator replacement, it's kind of hard to get it up a snowy mountain, right? Like that, this is serves that niche, right? The smaller generator, that's what we're going for. We also have a sync module where you could parallel 2 to double the current out. So I can get up to 7.2 kilowatts out of these. We have a lot of interest. The cinema market, we've talked about the challenges. But with Core, what I'm proud about is not only did we focus on vertical integration with a lot of our stuff to kind of bring pricing down, which you are starting to see on a lot of our products, but we've also diversified. So we have these in emergency management situations. We have these in industrial infrastructure. So we're going to scale this product outside of the cinema industry, but the cinema and professional industry, I mean, it's near and dear to our hearts. So
yeah, please don't forget about us.
No, we're not going anywhere by any means, but the company's maturing. And it's taken many years to mature. We want to make innovative. We just don't want to make a larger V-mount battery, right? Integrating the PD Pro to solve the SDI output issues. We grab a coffee, you tell me your problems, I'm going to listen and try to come out with something better. And I said to our people, as it has been slow in this industry, listen harder, I don't know if that's even a term, but listen harder, listen more intent to what people want. And given the other markets and whatnot, it's a really exciting time for our company. And we're still putting the money forth in R&D and development. And we have like 5 new products this show. I mean, someone even said Core has a new product line out it seems like every day. And it's like, well, we're trying to solve problems, right? So why should you settle for something that you have to adapt when we can adapt ourselves?
Well, Ross, thank you so much for walking us through both a little bit of Core's company philosophy, honestly, which I'm excited. You know, maybe it's just this seated position here. We're just like hanging out with our MoXIE friend in the middle, but we went deep into the philosophy of Core, and I appreciate that.
On a little tangent, maybe like the blood's coming back to the brain by sitting. I don't know. But yeah, we're excited for the MoXIE. It's going to be a killer system.
Pricing and availability. I know there's now multiple different units, so...
So the brain without the cell is $64.99. We're going to try to hold that price. Little perilous times. The cells, the 3K VitaCell is $3,000. The 2K Kodiak is $24.99. The external chargers, $1,500. The transporter cage, $929, all US. The MoXIE Matrix is, the AC inverter's $3,000. The other key feature about the MoXIE Matrix, you could stack it. But it has 2 battery inputs. So you can plug in 2 cells just like this. So you can continually hot swap. And again, if let's just say you have a very tight environment, that is the footprint of a cell. It's like 35 pounds. So it just adds to the versatility of the entire system.
And shipping fairly soon, if not now?
4 to 6 weeks on the entire system. But we are shipping small shipments right now.
Very cool. Well, Ross, thank you very much for running us through the updates to the MoXIE system. If you're in emergency management, lots to like here, but of course, Core's not going to go too far away from us cinema folks either. If you need a lot of power in the field on the side of a mountain that's clean, there's no noise.
No noise during discharge. I'm missing some of my cues here. Thank you. It's completely silent during discharge. And we also have power priority. So if you did exceed the 3.6K, you can choose in the 5-inch touchscreen interface whether you want to prioritize to remain with AC running or DC running.
Very cool. Well, that's it for us here at the Core booth at NAB 2025. Thanks for watching. Ross and I are probably just going to stay seated here because honestly, super comfy. Thanks, everybody.